Today we are going to use the Dragmath application to evaluate this equation. As you can see, this is quite a complicated equation, so it is important to work slowly, use a reverse order of operations, and go from left to right. As you can see, this equation makes use of functions, a lot of parentheses, and an exponent. Now let's see how it's done. So first we put in the equal sign. On the left side of the equal sign we see a function being used, so let's do that first. And on the right side we see that the main operator, that is the last thing which Dragmath will evaluate, is the minus sign. So we will put that in first. On the right side is just a 1, and on the left side we have a pretty complicated equation, so we need to use parentheses. You have 3 choices of whichever type of parentheses you want to use. You have the parentheses, you have the curly brackets, and the square brackets. It is up to you which one you use, whichever one you prefer really. The next thing we're going to put in is the exponent, and we again make sure that we have enough parentheses so the equation is evaluated correctly. Let us do the exponent first. The main operator in the exponent is a division sign. Now there are 2 types of division sign you can use. One is this, and another one is this. It is up to you whichever one you use. They both do the same thing. As you can see, all I did for -1 was just type in -1, and Dragmath corrected itself by adding the parentheses. Now inside the base, the main operator is a subtraction sign. On the right side of the subtraction sign, we will again need to use parentheses, and this time I will choose to use the square brackets, but it is really up to you, whichever one you choose to use. Inside the square brackets, the main operator is a multiplication sign. Now for multiplication you also have 2 choices. One is this cross symbol, and one is the dot symbol. We are again going to need some parentheses, and this time I will choose to use the curly brackets for one of them to differentiate it a little bit, but it is up to you, whichever one you choose to use. And on the right side of the multiplication we again have another multiplication, so we need further parentheses and a multiplication symbol. This time I will use the dot, and yet again another parentheses, and finally a subtraction sign in the middle. There you have it, our completed expression. Now it's important to work slow when you're doing this. Make use of lots of parentheses, and you will have it done to be saved and to be used as you wished.